selection of controls will depend on the nature of business, complexity of environment, and the asset value. Just like I have clearly mentioned it to you, that, for example, just like you have clearly mentioned an example, given an example, that Protecte Academy, like if someone gain access of your account, what maximum he can do? If someone gain access of your account, what maximum he or she can do? Gain access to the recordings or attend a class on your behalf. So you don't require two-factor authentication for it. It looks very lucrative, okay, that you have a two-factor authentication, but it's not that easy. It incurs a lot of cost to the company. That's the reason complexity, nature of the business, and asset values are very, very important. Security control must make a good business sense, and its value outweighs its cost. So the cost of control, the control that you are trying to implement, it should not be more than the asset value of it. Like, for example, if there is a server which is worth 25,000, not server, a machine which is worth 25,000, and you are taking an insurance of 30,000 to protect it, does it make sense? No, it doesn't make sense. So control should be cost effective. Its value should be less than cost of measures. I'll give you one example. I will give it to you in a risk management also. In I used to work as a head of security operations. Okay, L3 team and L2 team were under me. L2 was 24 cross 7 from India, functional from India, and level 3 team was working in a follow the sun. Level 3 India team was under me. US and UK were under different managers. So level 2 team on weekends, level 3 team provide a call out support, and that too on P1 and P2. So UK team simply said, no, we can't provide supports on weekend because we have scarcity of resources. So we highlighted this as a risk to our senior management. Management says, fine, let's do a risk analysis. Management asked us, okay, that tell me what is the how many P1s and P2s, priority one and priority two tickets have been opened in last 6 months during weekends. I said 10. And they asked us how many of them were actual P1 and P2. We says 4. Fine. And what is the cost of if we need to cover or fill, if we need to cover these shifts from UK time, from UK team, how many engineers we require? We said 2. Cost of engineers, L3 engineer in UK is minimum 90,000 pounds to 100,000 pounds. And the cost of 4 P1s were just 10,000 pounds. The management says, do you think it makes a business sense to hire 2 people worth 200 worth cost 200,000 pounds to provide protection for P1 worth 10,000 pounds? So yes, it should make a good business sense. So you see, this is how one control can belong to multiple categories. Like let's look at example of preventive administrative separation of duties. Separation of duty is a preventive control. Like for example, when you go to bank to open your locker, you have 2 keys. One is with you. You require 2 keys to open a bank locker. One is with you and one is with the bank manager. Both of you have to come together to open a key. No one person can open a key at the same time. Then preventive technical, firewall. Preventive physical, walls, fences, gates. Administrative detective, audit. Detective technical, intrusion detection system. Detective physical, CCTV cameras. Different administrative disciplinary policy, different technical warning login on login, different physical beware of dog signs, administrative corrective, employee disciplinary actions. He has done something wrong, you are taking a disciplinary actions against him. Corrective technical vulnerability patches, corrective physical fire suppression systems, then administrative recovery, disaster recovery plan, administrative technical data backups, administrative, physical recovery, disaster recovery side. So one control can belong to many categories. And it is not hard and fast rule. Like for example, here you can see firewall belongs to technical preventive control. Okay. This is not casting on a stone that it will have only these, it belongs to this category. Let's take an example. I, during a reconnaissance phase is a phase where you try to find out, try to gather as much as information about the target and a network. So during that recon phase, I find out there is a firewall and I decided not to go ahead because I don't have time uh, and energy to break through a firewall. So in this case, firewall had acted as a technical deterrent control. For example, here you see fences and a walls and gates. They are preventive controls, physical preventive control. If I see a gate, a big gate, then I drop my plan to not go ahead. In that case, fences and walls, they have acted as a physical deterrent control. Similarly, CCTV. Okay. Similarly, you have CCTV. I see a CCTV is a detective physical control. But if I see a CCTV, you have seen lot my times when you see a CCTV, you decided not to go ahead. It deters you. In that case, CCTV had acted as a deterrent control. So may, one control, it may belongs to different, it may behave differently depending on the context and situation. Like for example, you have uh, CCTV camera. CCTV camera. CCTV camera, as I told you, it's a detective physical control. But if you see a CCTV camera and decided not to go ahead, in that case, CCTV camera had acted as a deterrent and physical control. And CCTV can also act as a compensatory control for your security guards. The one control can belong to different categories. Hope that is clear. So that is about your controls. Any questions, feel free to ask. I've tried to explain this in a simplest manner with the day-to-day examples that you can have because you're all working. Okay, so working doesn't, because as a part of our job, we do see security. When you do a course, you understand the reasons behind it. Hope that is clear. Okay, so what is social engineering? Social engineering is the exploitation of human behavior and trust. The best example of social engineering, I would say, is like you have seen in movies when you want to get some information out of some person's mouth. You will make him drink too much that he loses control over his senses and he spill the truth. That is what a very simple example of social engineering. Social engineer predates on people intrinsic wants and needs. Recently, my wife, in Instagram Reels, she also watch Instagram. I also watch. So there was this guy who is like, who make reels about like currencies, notes. If you have this number note, then you will get this money and all that. So my wife has certain old notes and currency. So she called her. She called him. He said that you will get 97,000, but you have to give an Aadhaar card. I said, truly it's a kind of an attack. So they are more knowledgeable of attributes and tailor their attacks accordingly. In 2021, when India, especially metro cities, were gasping for breath, they have come up where people were looking for oxygen cylinders and oxygen concentrators. So they have immediately changed their strategy and started their attacks using mails, using Facebook posts related to social, are related to this oxygen cylinders and oxygen concentrators. It's a strategy that relies on human emotions, deceptive trick, and outright lies. This is very have become very, very common. I've seen people, okay, I've seen people, okay, getting tricked and paying them lakhs of rupees. There was this lady who has paid 93 lakh rupees. There is one friends of mine. He has paid 23 lakh rupees. I don't know how they fall into that trap. You have to be very, very careful. So it's like some examples. An intruder impersonates a remote sales agent who wants help in setting up remote access and contact the help desk. An attacker generates an executable file asking a user for their password and records whenever they type. A sets off a fire alarm and connects a surveillance system to connect to a network port while everyone is distracted. Like your boss called you, someone called you, pretending himself to be your boss. Hey, I'm in the middle of something. I am in abroad tour. I lost my passport. Send me this money or send me this information. This is authority. Another one, request, hey boss, hey friend, I am in the middle of troubleshooting. Please help me, otherwise there will be a huge escalation. That is, you know, tricking. Sometimes this attack happened. A lady got a call. Okay, like, hey, mother, I am kidnapped. A distress call. I'm kidnapped. So that is all social engineering. So social engineering principles, it predates on different behavior of a person, like familiarity or liking. It creates trust. It makes a request appear reasonable and natural. Like that person after my father's death, he called me and said he is my father's friend speaking, and he is from Jabalpur, where I belongs to. And he said that he owes my father some money. So it looks reasonable and natural, not the other way around. Then consensus or social proof. Okay, it utilizes courteous behavior. It creates fabricated testimonials or contacts. Or authority and intimidation. It makes the target fearful of refusing. Like, hey, I'm your boss speaking. Do if you don't give me this information, there will be a problem. Then scarcity and urgency. Hey, I'm in the middle of troubleshooting. Please, please, please give me that thing. Other, please, my password is not working. Help me that. That is what social engineering. Different things they can use these days. Like I tell you, I got a call. Okay, I got a call. He said, "Hey, I am from FedEx department." Okay, I said, "Fine. Your package is in transit, and we find anything suspicious." I said, "Okay, I was knowing it." Then he said, okay, I'm collecting you to the ED. I said, okay, kar de yaar. Then I give him a nice bashing in Indian language, माँ बहन सब एक कर दिया I did. So उसने चुपचाप फोन रख दिया. And it was a video call. You see? But yes, there are people, this lady, he fell into the trap. He fell into the trap and paid 93 lakh rupees hard-earned money. Similarly, my friend's friend, he lost his Aadhaar card and PAN card in Mumbai. He got a call that I'm from, it has been misused. Okay, I'm from ED. Okay, when ED is Enforcement Directorate in India. Okay, they investigate embezzlements and all money laundering issues. Your card has been used for money laundering and all. They opened him a Supreme Court website. Your cause has been lodged in Supreme Court, and then they made him open their banking application. There was not enough money. Then anyhow he found there is a FD. He forced him to break the FD and give him that money. So you see, people still, and he was an educated guy. He was working in KPMG, not security. KPMG have different departments. So you see, people fall into the traps like this. What is phishing? You get in if even if you open your email box right now, there will be lottery message, another message. That is what phishing. Phishing is a hybrid of social engineering and spoofing. It tricks the target into interacting with malicious resources masked as a trusted entity, typically by email as the vector. There are different attack vectors that attackers can use. What are attack vectors? The method or path which attacker uses. Like you get an email, that's an email, they are using email as an attack vector. Okay, so they send you offer letters, they send you lottery tickets, and it's not you for you, it's funny because you know that, but there are people who are falling into their trap. Okay, the user login credentials are recorded as they authenticated with a spoof. Suppose you got a link of your password is expired. Go, there's a link, and these days they have become very, very smart. Suppose there's a standardcharteredbank.com website. So what they do, they will change just one or more character of a scanning, and you won't be able to realize that. Okay. Then when you go to this website and enter your existing username and password, it will record it. So different types of phishing. First one is simple phishing, which we have covered it with you, that you sent a person an email. Okay, you send a person an email, means you send an email to thousands of people without any objectivity. Okay, whoever takes a bait finds. But spear phishing is when you create an email to target some specific group of people. Like, for example, I know you all are looking for ways to make their career into cybersecurity. Suppose you're preparing for CISSP preparation or a CompTIA Security Plus preparation. Anyhow, I comes to know that you all six people are preparing for CompTIA Security Plus. I got your emails. I will craft an email, a phishing email, using this information as a content. And definitely, when you receive this email, you will be able to connect yourself with this email and you will take the bait. This is what spear phishing, where you target people with some specific objectivity in mind. Then you have whaling. Whaling is a big fish. You are targeting a big fish, a CIO, CEO, or any CISO, a big company. So I give you another example of it. In US, still, I read this news long way back. In US, there are two Chinese hackers which are wanted in US because they attacked CEO, they tricked CEO of two steel companies into clicking one link which compromises their systems and even further compromises their network. So what they did, they sent a phishing email with an heading of some steel survey, which appears to be quite legitimate. And when they clicked that link, their system was compromised, and hackers used their system as a pivot to further compromises, to compromise the network further. So here we call it as whaling. Wishing, when someone try to trick you through a call, okay, and smishing when someone try to trick you through a SMS. So it's not only about the security. You should be aware of these things in a real world also. Okay. So then next one is pretexting. Pretexting is a sneaky trick used by attackers to gain your trust and steal your information. Okay. That person, although it's called a phishing, but that person who called me pretending to be my father's friend, he was pretexting, doing is like he was faking himself to be a trustworthy person. Like for example, sometimes you get a call from a person think pretending himself to be a bank employee, tech support person, or even a law enforcement officer, like you see the enforcement directorate and all. That is pretexting. Then you have watering hole attack. Okay, how this work? I tell you. Earlier days, if a not hacker, hunter wants to kill an animal, if a hunter wants to kill an animal, he will look out for water source of a forest because he knows that whatever animal it will be, whatever animal it may be, it will definitely comes to a water source for drinking water once in a day. So it is based on this premise only that every animal will visit the water source. And suppose you want to kill all animals, instead of hunting it individually, you just poison the water source and they automatically get killed because they will have to drink water. Same concept is applicable to watering hole attack. Suppose I know that there is a website abc.com which every organization members visit once in a day because it is through this every 9 o'clock. Every organization, once he visits the office, he has to go to that website and mark an attendance. So you know that everyone in the organization will visit that website. And you want to, instead of, suppose there are 200 people, you want to take control of the browser of all 200 people. Instead of taking individually, what you can do, you can poison this website and install a Trojan, install a link, install a virus or a worm, a program. When these employees access this website, this will automatically got executed on user systems and you can take control of their systems whenever you want. This is we called as a watering hole attack. So you see, hacker hacks most visited website and upload malicious code. When user access the website, system get infected with the code injected by a hacker. This is watering hole attack. There is another attack. These are all phishing and social engineering. There's another attack which we call the typo squatting. I give you one example here. I am a user of Orally. Okay. So the actual website is this OREILLY. Okay. This is a costly website, like unlike Udemy and all, which will cost you around Udemy. I've taken subscription for 800 rupees a month, and here the subscription is 4,000 rupees a month. That is 48,000 a year I'm paying for this. So once I entered this website, when I was looking for this website for the first time, what I did it. I write OR. Look, the spelling here is OREI. Here the spelling is ORIELLY. So this is a genuine website, and I could easily figure it out that this is not the website I'm looking for. Okay, this is not the website I'm looking for. But think about a hacker. Okay, he would have taken this domain and created and developed a very similar website, developed a website very similar to overlay.com. Then I would have confused. I would have not figured it out that this is not the original website. And I have added my credit card. I logged into that website, get registered, and enter my credit card number. And boom, gone, the money gone. So that is what this is called as typo squatting. Okay, so that covers your social engineering. How to protect against social engineering is security awareness trainings. Security awareness trainings are being conducted regularly by the organizations to make you people, and a regular mailers are being sent to make you people aware of these things. So that covers this part of it. The next topic which I'm about to take with you is a personal management. Okay, what is personal management?